who lived here at number 9 Newbridge Avenue in Sandymount, has died suddenly from a stroke. Mr. Bloom travels to Glasnevin Cemetery in a horse cab. With him are 3 other friends of Paddy Dignam's, Jack Power, Martin Cunningham, and Stephen's father, Simon Dedalus. A major theme that runs throughout the book is highlighted in this funeral procession. While an Irishman, Bloom remembers Jewish by race. That makes him a perennial outsider.
What way is he taking us? Mr. Power asked through both windows. Irish Town, Martin Cunningham said. Rings End, Brunswick Street. Mr. Dedalus nodded, looking out. That's a fine old custom, he said. I'm glad to see it has not died out.
During the carriage ride, incidentally, this is one of the only times in Ulysses when Bloom is not walking, important characters cross paths with Bloom. This is a device which is used throughout the book. Bloom sees Stephen Dedalus walking, mentions the fact to Stephen's father. The others see Blazes Boylan, mention the fact to Bloom, pretends not to notice. He knows that the jaunty Boylan has an assignation with his wife later in the day. So as the carriage moves, characters whom we will meet throughout the day move into and then out of focus. Don't forget, that easily could have happened in 1904 in Dublin, which was then a small city, 300,000 people.
Do they know what they cart out here every day? Must be 20 or 30 funerals every day. Then Mount Jerome for the Protestants. Funerals all over the world, everywhere, every minute. Shoveling them under by the cartload double quick. Thousands every hour. Too many in the world. How many? All these here once walked round Dublin, faithful departed. As you are now, so once were we.
After the funeral, Bloom returns to the city and checks into the office of the Freeman's Journal to talk to his editor about a change in an advertisement for a client. Preoccupied with the lecherous Blazes Boylan, whom he knows is going to pay Molly a visit in the course of the afternoon, he crosses the Liffey with the intention of going to the National Library. Troubled in thought about his home life, Bloom walks the city.
This is the very worst hour of the day. Vitality, dull, gloomy. Hate this hour. Feel as if I'd been eaten and spewed. I was happier then. Or was that I? Or am I now I? 28 I was. She 23. When we left Lombard Street West, something changed. Could never like it again after Rudy. Can't bring back time, like holding water in your hand.
It is lunchtime, and for Bloom, there is for the moment no further business to be done.
Get a light snack in Davy Burns. Stopgap. Keep me going. Had a good breakfast. He entered Davy Burns. Moral pub. He doesn't chat. Stands a drink now and then. But in leap year, once in 4. Cashed a cheque for me once.
A good bit of the language of this pub scene has to do with drinking. Joyce liked to drink. He drank wine, mostly at night. As his biographer Richard Ellman writes, he drank with a nice combination of purpose and relaxation. During his convivial evenings, he filled his mind with the way people talked and behaved, storing up what he needed for his writings. When he drank, his behavior could be sometimes comically unpredictable. His daughter-in-law once said, liquor went to his feet, not to his head. There's a painting of Joyce here in Davy Byrne's. As one Irishman said to me recently, still a good pub, this. At any rate, for Bloom, the taste of the wine stimulates his memory. He recalls in a sensual description the taste of kissing Molly and a memorable loving frolic with her on Hote Hill before their marriage. After his light snack, Bloom heads for the National Library, only to be diverted in a moment of panic by the sight of Blaze's Boylan.
Hurry. Walk quietly. Moment more, my heart. His hand looking for the... Where did I put? Found in his hip pocket. Soap. Lotion. Have to call. Tepid paper stuck. Ah, soap. There are, yes. Gate. Safe.
This handsome building has great historical significance for the Irish literary movement. James Joyce may well have rejected the direction of this movement, but most Irish writers and scholars of distinction, William Butler Yeats, J.M. Synge, Sean O'Casey, at some time walked and talked on the steps of this library. Buck Mulligan arrives here in this scene, as does Mr. Bloom, who once again crosses paths with Stephen without meeting him. While Stephen discusses a theory on Shakespeare with a group of distinguished Dubliners, Bloom copies the ad he needs from the Kilkenny People and leaves about 3 p.m., passing Stephen yet again. In the hour between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., most of the characters in Ulysses appear. Everybody is on the move, on foot or by tram. In 19 carefully penned portraits of single or several characters, Joyce celebrates the local detail of Dublin's city life that was so much a part of his work. Joyce once remarked that he was more interested in the street names of Dublin than in the riddle of the universe, and boasted that if Dublin were ever destroyed, it could be reconstructed stone by stone from his book. Bloom once thought a good puzzle would be cross Dublin without passing a pub.
Each word so cheery charmed my eye and won my heart. Full of hope and all delighted, none could feel more blessed than I. All on earth I then could wish for was near how to live and die. But alas, 'twas idle dreaming, and the dream too soon hath flown. No one ray of hope is gleaming. I am lost, yes, I am lost, for she is gone.
Come all up together.
Stand and deliver, says he. That's all right, citizen, says Joe. Friends here. Pass, friends, says he. I'd give over your bloody cotton, Joe, says I. I've a thirst on me I wouldn't sell for half a crown. Give it a name, citizen, says Joe. Wine of the country,